Hi, this is Sean from Wants and Needs Technology, and in this video, I'll show you how we create a system that gets businesses more customer reviews. Now you'll be wondering or asking, how does this system get businesses more customer reviews? Well, how the system works is whenever a customer whenever a customer is registered or a customer purchase has been registered, the system will automatically know. Then it will check if, using the if node, will check if we have already sent an review request to that customer. If we have already sent a review request, we won't send another message because we don't want to spam the customer. That will be very bad reputation to the business. But if we haven't sent an email, we'll use OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, to send an email to the customer automatically and then notify the system that we have sent them an email so we don't send an email again, and to track. Then at the end of the day, we will get a summary of what the system did for the day and send a message to the team on what the system did. So let's say that the system sent 30 review requests today to the customer. Um, the team will receive a message saying, hey, the system has sent 30 review requests to customers, etc., etc., basically. So now, for completely free, I'll show you how to build this system in your business so that you can get more customer reviews automatically. Here we have the CRM that we'll be using. As you can see, we have the emails, your product and your service, and the price you charge with the review sent, so the system can know if to send the email or not, because we don't want to spam customers. So I'll go ahead and execute the workflow. And what would happen is it's going to get the information, see if we have already sent an email, which we haven't, creates the email, sends the email to the customer, and then updates it. And now what's doing is at the end of the day, which for this video, I won't let it be the end of the day because then I'll have to wait at the end of the day. So yeah, at the end of the day, it sent a message to the team on what it did for the day. So now we could check the CRM and we'll see that I have sent it on December the 30th, 2025. And as you can see, it's December the 30th. Could I show you the year? It's December the 30th, 2025. And if we check, and if the customer checks their emails, they would see the message that we have just sent. Yeah, when the customer checks their email, they'll see the message that they have just sent. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for choosing our teeth cleaning service, which is this is Sean Aiken 13. And if we check the emails, we'd see Sean Aiken 13 purchased the teeth cleaning. So thank you for purchasing our teeth cleaning service. We hope you had a fantastic experience. We'd love to hear your thoughts and appreciate it if you would leave us a review with the link to leave a review for your business. No, this is going to go to a random one because this is just a test just to show you how it works. As you can see, it sends it to the Google Business Profile. If you want it to send the customer to another business profile or account, it could do so. But for now, we're just using the Google Business. As you can see, it's on the Google Business Profile where they could simply leave a review. Same thing goes for the other account. As you can see, thank you for purchasing 100 blocks from Wants and Needs Technology, which is the business. As you can see, they purchased 100 blocks. What we'll be using is the schedule trigger, but this is only for the test. If we're actually going to put it into production, we'll use the spreadsheet trigger, where every time something has been updated in the sheet, it sends. But for now, we are in the testing phase, so we'll use the unscheduled trigger. So we can trigger it at every day, every hour, every minute, or custom, basically, as that. As you can see, we could change to whatever we want. So I'll use minutes. So let's see. And the second thing we'll do is we'll need to get data from the CRM that we're using, which is Google Sheets. So we'll need to use the get. Um, let's go to Google Sheets. So we'll go to Google Sheets and use the get rows node so that we can get the rows, get the data of the information that's in the Google Sheet. If you head here, you'll see the get rows in sheet. You'll click that. Then you choose from your list. Well, you add a credential, which is easy. All you need to do is just sign in to your Google account. I've already signed in, so I don't need to do that. Then we click from the row. We'll just use the same row because, and from the sheet, I'll only use one sheet. Now we'll add the loop over items because you don't have one customer, you have more than one. So for every item, for every information, we'll loop over. So if you have one information, you won't need it. But if you have three customers, let's say three customers, you'll need to send the info, send the message, review request to the customer, and then go back into the sheet to see if you have any more customers you need to send that email to. So the loop, which the name loop over items. So we'll go ahead and add that. And we'll add it for one batch size because we want to send emails one at a time. It's hard to replace this. And we'll replace this with a if node. Now the if node is if we already sent an email and if we have not. So we don't it look bad on our business if we keep on sending the same emails to customers, even if they have leave a review already. So what we'll do is if we've already sent a customer an email, we won't send them anymore. But if we haven't sent an email, we'll go ahead and send an email. So we'll type in if node. We'll head into the if node and we'll get some values. So let's execute this right here just like this. And now we have variables to play with. So these are the variables that has came in. As you can see, we have row 2, which has this information. And if we head to the Google Sheet, and as you can see, it's the same information in row 2. Once I need technology at gmail.com, the 100 blocks, and the price. So it's the same information. So it's the same information that's in here. These are the variables. It's the same information as the ones in the Google Sheet. In the second row, we have wants and needs technology for the 100 blocks and the price of $100. So we can see we have successfully got the right data. Now we need a unique identification. What will be the unique identification? We are selling the same product to the same customers, but not everyone has the same emails, obviously. So the unique identification is the customer's email, but we won't add it as the value. We'll need the review sent so that we can know if we have sent a review to that email or not. So we'll add the review sent variable here and we'll say if, add it as a string. String is basically just words and numbers. Numbers are numbers. Date and time is date and time, and so on and so forth. An array is like a bracket or a list of strings, basically, and so on and so forth. Now we'll need to say if review sent is empty or not empty, we'll use if it is empty. So this will be the true value. If it's empty, that means we haven't sent an email. So we'll send the email. As you can see, let's as you can see, we already sent the email, so it isn't empty. So we should be seeing a false output. Let's hit the execution, and it came out as false because obviously it is not empty, so it would be false. But now, if we delete that, I'll go ahead and delete these. Now, if I delete those and execute the workflow, we will see that it will output true because it's empty. And we have set the if node to say that if the review sent column is empty, then we'll send the email. So as you can see, it's empty. There's nothing otherwise from the other time that we've executed and you saw something. And you can see that we have run this system twice. And you can see that we only run the system once when it was false because the false node did not loop. It isn't connected to the loop. So what we'll do is connect it right now so that if customer 1 we have sent it already and customer 2 we haven't, it could go to false, and then for customer 2 it could go true and then send that email. We'll hit save. So now it's the part where we'll send emails to the customers, but before sending an email we'll need to generate it. Now you can do this in either two ways. You could either create a templated form, or you could let AI generate an email for you. What we'll do is let AI generate an email for us. We'll use ChatGPT, which is OpenAI, right here. And we will do message a model. We will message the model, as the name suggests. First, you're going to need a OpenAI credential, which you could just type in on YouTube how to get my OpenAI credentials. And I'm sure there are going to be plenty of videos that show you how. So you can go ahead and do that, then choose from a model. I either choose ChatGPT 4.0 or 4.1 mini, but for today I'll use 4.1 mini. The user prompt. The user prompt is essentially the information that you will give the agent to work on. So let's say a WhatsApp agent and a customer text, what price is potatoes? That will be the user prompt because that is what the AI will use to generate an answer. So we'll go ahead with the user prompts, which is no, here's my user prompt. No, here's the user prompt, which is emails, customer emails, and we'll drag the emails down here. Product or service purchased, you'll drag this down here, and the price, which you'll drag down here. Now you might be asking, why didn't we use the variable review sent? Now you need to remember that review sent will only come true if it's empty. So we have already kind of filtered or factored that in with the if node. So now what's left is the system prompt, aka the brain or the identity of the AI agent that you have just built. Well, this isn't really an AI agent, it's a open AI node, messaging model. The system prompt is basically identifying the agent. So you will say, "Hi, I'm a review automation system." Essentially, you could identify it as whatever you want, give it rules, give it a personality, and even give it a name. You can do anything that you want, and that's the cool thing about AI. So what I'll do, I'll just copy and paste system prompt. As you can see, I copy and paste user prompt also. I'll copy and paste the system prompt. Now you guys could pause the video and jot it down for yourself. Now obviously you need to change certain things, such as the business name. You could put your business name instead of mine, which is Wants and Needs Technology, and your Google Business Profile link right here, such as your contact information also. But we'll need to tell the agent how do we want the information to be output. Do we want a schema, an object? Do we want JSON, HTML, or whatever? Obviously, we are humans, so we want the simplest output as possible. So we need to head down to our options. We'll hit output format, and then we'll need JSON object. Now we'll execute the workflow so that our emails will be created. Well, one would be created because we don't have the loop in the play. We haven't connected to the loop as yet. Now we can see that we have generated the email, yes, the email, saying thank you for your purchase, dear customer. Thank you for purchasing $100 from Wants and Needs Technology. And as you can see, they purchased 100 blocks. So as you can see, we have just created the email using OpenAI. Now what happened, it's actually connected to the loop over items, but since we have executed that node specifically and not the actual workflow down here, it only produced one output. So yes, I've created an email. Now we need the Gmail node to actually send emails to customers. So we'll go ahead and add the Gmail node. We could do it just right here. We'll do the send a message as an action because we'll be sending a message to the customer. We'll remove HTML format and use plain text. Who is actually who we're sending our emails to. Now what I'll do, I'll head back to the ChatGPT node and execute workflow again. Because off camera I used JSON. I didn't use JSON, I used schema. What happened? Oh, we'll need to delete this one. Changed the well, off camera I changed the output to JSON schema, not JSON. I changed it to schema, which I didn't like, so I changed it back to object. So now I don't have to specifically prompt it to tell me to output to. It's going to automatically do that for me. So now I have to, which is the person that I'm sending the email to, which is Wants and Needs Technology. The subject is the variable that we'll drag right here, and the text, the body, we'll drag right here also. Now we have our emails, and now we're ready to hit send. You can see we have the ID as well as the third ID. I'm gonna just repeat what I just said. We'll head over to Gmail. As you can see, the email has been sent to the customer. And now if we open the email, which I've already done, you'd see that thank you for purchasing 100 blocks from Wants and Needs Technology. We hope you are enjoying your new items. We would have the link, the same link that would redirect us. Let me click it. While it's loading, I'll show you a problem. Now we have this email was automatically sent with NaN. Now how to remove this is just simply head to more options, append NaN attribution, and we'll turn that off. So now we won't see that attribution on the email again. And now if we head to the link that we have just opened, now it will redirect us to a random Google Business Profile because we didn't input the profile that we wanted. So if you had your Google Business Profile, now it would give us a random Google Business Profile because we didn't input a specific link that we wanted it to go to. So if I was working with T Beauty Spa, as you could see them right here, random name. If I was working with T Beauty Spa, then I'll add T Beauty Spa as a link. So when a customer clicks the link, they will be redirected to T Beauty Spa's business profile, and then they'll be able to just simply leave a review. Or I'll just generate a link that makes them automatically hit, that makes them automatically be right here instead of scrolling. Now we are able to send emails to customers, but we want the system to know that we have sent those emails. This is where we'll add append or update sheet. Now we'll update the sheet every time we have sent an email so that the system knows that we have already sent an email to this customer, so we won't send another. So we'll type in the sheets node again and hit to append or update row in sheet as the action. We'll choose the same row which we chose, which was review automation demo, or for you, the name that you chose, I guess. And we'll map manually instead of automatically. Now, the column to match on, this needs to be the unique identification, which I've already said is emails, because no one has the same email. They might be similar, but it's not the same. We won't need to update products or service. We won't need to update the price. What we'll need to do is to update the review sent column. So every time we have sent an email, let's go to, so every time we have sent an email, every time we sent an email, we'll update this row and add sent. So now when I execute this workflow, execute this step, something went wrong. So we have received an error in the Gmail node, which is send a message where these are undefined because our variables aren't fixed. The JSON changes every time an execution is running. So what we need to do is head to our system prompts and tell the AI to let the JSON be fixed. So I'll add in. So what are the information that we need? We need who we're sending it to, we need the subject, and we need the body. So what I'll do is I'll write format. And now we'll have a fixed JSON format and how we output data, so our workflow will never go wrong again. Now we can see everything is now identified and is in green, so we're good to go. We'll execute the step. And now we could see that the workflow is now working. And now we'll send the data. Now we'll send the data to Google Sheets that we have sent an email. And now here we have seen sent because we have just sent the email to the customer. Now what we could do is, instead of just sending sent alone, we could also send the day that we have sent that email. So what we could do is JSON $now, which would show us this, but ain't no one taking the time to read that out. So now we need to put it in the certain format that we want it. Even set this here. Format. Now now that we have our format, which is easier to read, December the 30th, 2025 today, we'll hit and execute this step. Maybe I should have pinned the data so I don't keep on sending emails. I'll pin these. So now we would see sent December the 30th, 2025. I think this way is much better than just having sent alone. We'll hit save. And now what we'll do is aggregate this data or join this data together to send the team and what we have done so far or what we have done for the entire day. Now we'll need to aggregate the data or put the data together so that we could send the team on what the system is doing. So if the system sent 30 emails for the day, we'll tell the team that we have sent 30 emails for the day, etc., etc. What we'll do, we'll add the aggregate node. We won't put them into individual fields, we'll put it into one data and we'll name it. Let's just keep it here. We'll name it data. So, you see data right here is the name. We'll see data right here with all the data that we have. We have sent the email to this customer. That's it. But we need to let this look more professional and informative. That's where we'll add another OpenAI node, messenger model. So we'll type in OpenAI again, and we'll use messenger model again. We'll choose. So we have the information that we wanted in the variable called data, but the thing is, data is an array. It's multiple columns of of information. As you can see, we have data 0, we have data 1, and if you're sending to more customers, you'll have data 2, data 3, data 4, which is an array. Now we need to stringify this array so that our LLM, which is ChatGPT, won't get any JSON object errors and will easily be able to easily read and output better with the stringify. So what we'll do, we'll change the array into a string by using JSON. We'll add JSON.stringify. Then we'll add data that we want to stringify, which is data right here. Then we add our brackets. And now we could see that our data is now stringified instead of being an array. You could see the difference. And now we do the same thing for the output. Our output format, JSON objects. We'll change this to HTML. And now we need to create the subject, and the message. The same thing that we did in the previous OpenAI node. So we'll head back. We'll open it. As I gave it an identity. In fact, I've gave it a name. I said your name is Leah, and you are a review automation manager working for Wants and Needs Technology. Your task is to send daily emails to the business owner and staff on how many review automation emails have been sent to customers today and how much profits we have made today. Now we're in green. Staffs and employees and staffs, the business owner name is Sean Aiken, and our email address is shawn@wantsandneedstechnology.com. If you have any employees, you could add employees right there. But just for the demo, I didn't choose any of my employees. are the co-owners. We'll delete this for now and add it back. Now we'll execute. I'll make sure to pin this data and pin this also. Now we'll add the Gmail node. And we'll drag in our variables to into the to section, email subject in the subject, change our email type to text, add our email Y, and turn off the attribute, the NAN attribute. Now, let's just read the emails first. Dear yada 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 to